Hello, and welcome. I am going to read some trans-based Am I the Asshole stories on Reddit, because this is what I looked like in 2017, so I have the authority. Um, let's get into it. Am I the asshole for holding a grudge? Okay. A few years ago, at my 32 female brother 27 males birthday party, the subject of a somewhat bigoted YouTuber came up. At the time, we were spending more time together as he had moved to my city. The YouTuber had made some really shitty comments about trans people. I stated my opinion on him, and he argued with me, saying he agrees with his stance, etc. I think that you were right to hold a grudge. I don't have enough immediate information, but hold that grudge. It went back and forth. No insults were thrown until he came with this. Well, your opinion doesn't matter anyway, because I'm getting a PhD and you're only working for a shitty gaming company. A PhD doesn't mean you aren't a bad person. I didn't say anything, just went to leave. Parents tried to stop me, had a brief intervention in the hallway where my mom tried to intervene, get him to apologize, and stop me from leaving. I had a civil conversation, but left anyway. A week later, it came up with my mom, and she was doing that thing where people try not to take sides and saying stuff like, well, you both said nasty things. Pretty much telling me that he didn't say what he said and trying to portray it as a situation where both parties are at fault. I had to basically convince her that he'd said something shitty despite her witnessing it. That sucks. In the few years since, I haven't really spoken to him much aside from at family events. He's made no attempt to apologize, take back the things he said, or even acknowledge it. Our relationship kind of just went back to how it was before he moved to my city. Oh, that sucks. I don't really think about it much. I never bring it up with anyone, but our relationship has just never gone back to the way it was before he said it. I liken it to that meme about the broken plate where it doesn't fix itself just because you said sorry. Except I've never even really gotten a proper apology. My mom, however, keeps bringing it up, trying to convince me to talk to him more, saying I'm holding a grudge / being bitter. He didn't realize what he said was hurtful, etc. I've said repeatedly that it wasn't just the incident, it's the fact that years went by with no acknowledgement of how hurtful it was, let alone an apology, and that more than anything has shown me where I stand. I get frustrated because every time I get told that I need to move on, despite never being the one to bring it up, that I'm holding a grudge, and that it just seems like they think the responsibility for fixing it is just as much, if not more, on me as him, even though I'm the one who was hurt. My frustration isn't even him. It's being forced to have the same cyclical conversation, and any frustration I show then used as proof that I haven't moved on / am still holding a grudge. I also get frustrated at being told I need to move on by the person always bringing it up. To me, holding a grudge is an active thing. You think about it, talk about it, etc. I don't. I've just accepted what happened and taken a step back. Am I the asshole? Am I being bitter / holding a grudge, or am I right in stepping back and feeling frustrated at these conversations on a topic that I never even think about unless I'm forced to? No. No, you're not the asshole. Hold that grudge. I'm sorry that your mother keeps bringing it up. That sucks. When people can't let it go and then make it sound like it's you who can't let go, that's the worst feeling. Am I the asshole for going off at someone for telling someone my dead name and refusing to apologize? How bad? Depending on the context, no. But it depends on what you said. Throwaway because I want to keep this as small as possible. Okay, let's get into this. Little bit of background. I am transgender, female to male, 18. Came out to most of my friends, but aren't out to most of my family. Because it's around the holidays, I get dead named and misgendered more often. So I wasn't very happy and feeling a little sensitive about it. So I was talking to some of my friends on Snapchat. It's a little group of some friends who I've known for a little while, 2 or 3 years currently. In said chat, we have Sam, 18 female, Emily, 17 female, Lee, 18 female, and Alana, 17 female. Fake names, privacy. Alana is someone who got added to the group chat more recently. Friends of all 3 girls and I... Alana is someone who got added to the group chat more recently. Friend of all 3 girls, and I just went with it. I've never met them in person, and they've always thought I was a born male. It's a weird thing to say. Born male. A born male. Yesterday, they said something about how being on your period sucks, and I said, tell me about it. Alana, confused, asked what I meant. Before I could even say anything, Emily started telling Alana that I'm trans. Alana is supportive of the LGBTQ+ community, so that wasn't a problem. But then Emily said, yeah, their old name is dead name. But now they go by name. Ew. Oh, that sucks. That's awful. That's an awful thing for your friend to do. I lost it. A couple months before, they called me by my dead name. And I told them that I didn't like it and not to say it when it means me or in the context of me. I went off on them, calling them transphobic and yelling about how you shouldn't do that. Emily said, I'm sorry, I didn't know, it won't happen again, a couple times. But they told me they wouldn't do it again last time. I called them an asshole and left the chat. Later that night, Sam texted me asking what happened. I said, Emily being an asshole, that's what happened. Then I explained to them what happened. Sam then opened an old group chat of the 3 of us, telling us to apologize to get it over with. I deleted that chat entirely, adding someone else, Lee, in so I could do so. I told Sam that I wasn't dealing with Emily after what she did. Sam, who's been my best friend for around 4 years, kept trying to make me apologize, saying that Emily didn't mean to do it and it won't happen again. I kept saying no before I got tired and shut my phone off to go to bed. The next morning, Lee sent me a picture of a chat with them, Sam and Emily, going like follows. Lee, literally just exchange apologies and be done with it. Oh, sorry. Lee, literally just exchange apologies and be done with it. Emily, for real. Sam, he's being an asshole and ain't listening. That just made me more mad. Sam contacted me again soon after saying that I should listen and apologize. I told her that I refused, and we got into a big argument about it. Her calling me a stubborn bitch and saying I should just apologize. I kept saying no, saying that Emily crossed my boundaries and I wasn't able to forgive her. I got called closed-minded, sensitive, and asshole, along with many others. I feel that I am not in the wrong, but everyone involved is pissed off at me. So random people on the internet, am I the asshole? I don't think so. People are saying yes. The community vote is asshole, but I disagree. If someone is already sensitive about it, and then they get triggered, and then the person's response is to immediately go into a chat without the trans person and be like, Jesus, just apologize, get it over with, right? Like, ugh, this person sucks, oh, such an asshole. It's a shitty thing to do. Your friends are shitty. You need new friends. That's my opinion, not the asshole. Would I be the asshole for naming my child my brother's dead name? Yes. I, 26 female, and my husband, 28 male, are expecting our first child. We have very different tastes when it comes to kids' names and have literally... Would I be the asshole for naming my child my brother's dead name? I, 26 female, and my husband, 28 male, are expecting our first child. We have very different tastes when it comes to kids' names and have literally been trading hard nose for months. There's about 3 times that we... Would I be the asshole? Okay. Be normal, dude. Would I be the asshole for naming my child my brother's dead name? Yes. I, 26 female, and my husband, 28 male, are expecting our first child. We have very different tastes when it comes to kids' names and have literally been trading hard nose for months. There's about 3 maybes that we neither hate nor love, so needless to say, it hasn't been an easy process. There is, however, one name we're both in love with. Unfortunately, it's my brother's dead name, the name he went by prior to transitioning, in case anyone is unaware. I love the sound of the name and its meaning, but it holds particular sentimental value for my husband, in his side of the family, as it's the feminine version of his recently deceased grandfather's name. It would be particularly meaningful as we found out we were expecting the day after his funeral, so it was some much-needed good news during a rather gloomy period of time for the family. His dad even shed a tear when my husband first suggested the name, and I didn't even see him cry at the actual funeral. They've never known my brother by this name. No one has used it in reference to him for over a decade, so I don't think it's that big a deal. I do think it could be a little awkward at first, but I feel like since it means so much to my husband, it's unfair not to let him choose a name for our child that we both love. My brother said it's disrespectful to his transition and is threatening to go low contact if we use the name. Typically, even if I don't agree, I tend to let my brother get his way, as he gets quite dramatic and emotional, and it's usually just not worth the fallout. I am, however, willing to let this be the hill I die on if I'm in the right, because of how much it means to my husband and in-laws. Obviously, I haven't been in my brother's shoes regarding transition, so I'd love some outside perspective, especially if you're trans, but all opinions are more than welcome. So, am I the asshole for intending to use the name? This one's really hard because my sister just had a little girl, and if she came up to me and was like, listen, me and my husband just love your dead name, and that's the name we want to use for our little girl, I would be like, I would be uncomfortable. I wouldn't be, like, angry. I wouldn't think it was disrespectful, but I would be uncomfortable. But if they were like, this name just has so much meaning, and it's just the one name we can agree on, I'd be like, yeah, go for it. Like, it's not my name anymore. Why should I care? And it's a pretty name. But I can understand being uncomfortable and being upset about it. But I don't think she's the asshole. If you really love a name, you shouldn't be forced to not use it just because somebody who had it didn't really love the name, you know? That's where I stand on that. So I say no. I say you're fine, and you should name your kid what you want. So edit/update. I just want to say thank you for all your responses. They've been illuminating, to say the least. To answer a few questions. The name is Rafaela. Pop's name was Raphael. My brother has gone by Raph since he was 11, 12, and legally changed it to a completely different name at 16. Yeah, it's a pretty name. It's a pretty name. 2. My brother is aware of why we were considering the name, but his stance on the matter is the same. It just sucks because it has nothing to do with your brother. Like, it has nothing to do with your brother. It's an important family name. 3. My husband first suggested the name while we were with my in-laws, hence I couldn't do damage control before they heard it. So my husband and I spent last night reading through the responses, and while I can't pretend to understand how much this impacts my brother, I've also come to the conclusion that that's not really the point. I don't have to understand it, I just have to respect him enough to accept it. While no one does have claim on a name, the replies made us realize we were choosing one side of our family over the other, which isn't fair. He isn't the easiest at times, but I love my brother, and I don't want to cause him pain, and the replies made me realize I was choosing the wrong hill to die on. We don't want our baby to be the source of conflict or pain, so we're back to the drawing board on the name department. Side note, my husband's latest suggestion was Luli, so wish me luck, I'm in the trenches. Your options were Rafaela or Luli? Oh no. I think that this woman handled this very maturely, and I respect her for taking the input and backing down. I think that was very kind of her. Yeah, I think she made the right call to avoid drama, but I also don't think she should have had to, you know? But I also get being trans and having a niece with your dead name would suck to hear that all the time. That's all the time I have right now because it's almost midnight and I'm really hungry. So, if this was entertaining to anybody, I'll do more. I think I liked it. I liked doing this. This was fun. So if even just one person gets any moment of entertainment out of it, maybe I'll keep doing it and get better and more comfortable in front of the camera. But for now, that's all. I'm gonna go get a snack. Bye.